why don't we get into the Jenelle Evans story, shall we? So Jenelle Evans, you already know that she's had some work done, which, you know, no shame in her game. I actually think she's gotten some really good work done. She got her lips done. Remember, she used to have a really thin upper lip, especially. And then she was kind of flat chested. And so she decided to go ahead and get a breast augmentation. And so she did an interview with In Touch magazine to talk about what it is that she is looking forward to getting in the future. And she says that for now, what she's looking into is potentially getting her breasts redone. Quote, but I mean, that's really it. I'd like to go to the gym more and work out and try to get my goal body based on working out rather than getting plastic surgery. So it looks as though she's not trying to go down the same route as her Teen Mom co-stars like Jade, like Brianna, like Kale, like Brittany, who went down the plastic surgery route for body stuff outside of the breast, right? And listen, I think that she's wise to try to do this in the gym, right? I think, listen, tummy tuck, that type of thing, like especially with multiple children, that's one thing. I don't think that's something you can completely, you know, loose skin or whatever, fix in the gym. But I think in general, trying to have that healthy habit of working out and just, you know, having a proper diet and whatnot is going to be the game changer. Because don't forget, Brianna, Jade, Brittany, Kale, right? They had the BBLs, right? Like they got all the contour, and at first it looked great, but their lifestyles did not, you know, were not compatible with the work that they got done. So they eventually undid their BBLs, they undid their liposuction, they undid those things by carrying on, eating poorly, and being relatively inactive, right? So I think that Jenelle's theory here, or her, principle of wanting to just go to the gym, and she's perfectly capable of it, because when she was with Nathan, the town strangler, she was incredibly fit. Like she had like borderline abs, like, and she had the, you know, guns for arms, right? So she's capable of it, just like anybody is capable of it, with enough discipline and with enough time. And of course, with like the money and access to be able to go to a gym as well, right? So I wish her well on that journey. I think it's a smart choice. And even if she decides later on to go ahead, get the lipo, this and that, go ahead and do it. Just make sure that you stay in the gym and that you eat correctly, because gaining that weight is going to undo all of your work, right? So good for her. There's something I actually learned in the interview that she did with In Touch magazine or In Touch Weekly, which is that she had some kind of like a nose job before. I had no idea. Apparently, this is something that she had done in 2018. She says that it was to correct a, quote, deviated septum. But maybe she's telling the truth, right? Because people or celebrities or whatever typically say, right, I had a nose job to correct my deviated septum, and then their nose looks completely different. But in her case, I never actually noticed any kind of difference with her nose. And mind you, she had her nose done after she had her boobs done. And we saw the difference with the boobs, right? We saw the difference with the lips. But did you guys ever notice any kind of a difference with her nose at all? Because I did not. So it seems as though that really is what she wound up getting that for. We already know that she had considered, or still potentially is looking into getting some sort of a chin augmentation. You know, she feels as though her chin is too pointy, too long. So maybe that's something else that she might be getting in the future. But, oh, Ray's here to drag her. Ray says Jenelle Evans can pay for some plastic surgery, but not help for her son. Okay. Listen, don't forget these girls, they like to get their plastic surgeries comped. So when she didn't do it. Like, I think her boob job, she either got it heavily discounted or for free in exchange for a magazine spread about the boob job. And then Brianna, Kale, and Brittany, they got their BBLs and tummy tucks for free. Because it was Dr. Miami, and they allowed him to film the whole thing for Snapchat, which is still just so wild to even think about, right? Working Mom says, really brought back Jenelle, former wild child, AKA mom. Now she's a wild grown woman, still on her like teenage kick. Isn't it crazy, right? And okay, Cheryl, I was nervous now, and I do agree. I hope that Colleen's new man is like handsome, nice, you know, soft-spoken and everything, so that you know, they get along well. I think she deserves that comp. She's a very peaceful, like chill girl. And so I just, this Matt type is not for her. Absolutely not. Oh my God, only 10 likes, you guys. If you're enjoying the morning report, please don't hesitate to go ahead and give it a thumbs up. That way, YouTube is going to continue to serve you guys my content, because sometimes, you know, it gets lost in the sauce. But if you engage with the video and whatnot, they're more likely to continue to give you a heads up whenever I go live. And listen, Ramster, unfortunately, that is is not what she's looking like. She's like looking for. She says, "Screw your empathy. I want new boobs." Again, is it true, you guys, that if you get a boob job, you have to get it redone every 10 years? Because I feel like they can look really good, especially in a bikini, like, perky, this and that. But the idea of having to get it done every 10 years and then the risk of breast implant illness and stuff, it seems like a lot for me, in my opinion. But maybe that stuff, like the technology or whatever, has evolved to where these issues are no longer a factor anymore, in which case I hope that is the case. Jenelle really needs to just focus on her kids. And I agree. Isn't it crazy that, as soon as her son gets shipped off to Florida, right? She is out here on her Bumble. She is on Hinge. She is on Tinder. She cannot be bothered in the slightest with those children. And it is just so incredible how detached she is from the entire situation. Mystery Maverick, you know what this looks like, your photo? It looks like a cover for a 90s R&B CD. I kind of feel like a Monica CD or something like that. Like, are you Monica? Do I have your album? You can, if you strengthen well, it lessens loose skin by building muscle. And that's true too, So hopefully that is something that she continues to be really consistent about, because, you do get to see really good results if you are consistent with your working out and with your diet. Tyrell says, I wish I could afford a treadmill. My anxiety keeps me home except for work. And I'm so sorry to hear that. I'm wondering, listen, if you can't get a treadmill, perhaps a walking pad, maybe even on like secondhand, like Facebook Marketplace or something like that. Like, you might be able to get something. Ray says, at least, or if not, jump rope. That's another really, 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 really good way to get your steps in, right? Ray says, at least she's not blowing her money on surgery, but she still makes enough to get help for her son. So yeah, exactly. I'm so disappointed, right? That she has just been like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and wash my hands of this situation and be so hands off. It's insane. Hey, Two Snaps. Nice to see you, boo. And Issa, we did talk about it. We talked about that in Friday's episode of the Morning Report. Relative says, I'm waiting for insurance to improve my reduction, which comes with a lift. Oh, yes. I can't wait for my boobs to be pretty again. Girl, I just know you're going to be outside, getting your money's worth out of that. Oh, my God. Wow. I'm so excited for you, too. I'm knocking on wood for you that everything goes well for you with that.